Tse-Tung, often referred to as the Little Red Book, Lite Red Book, is less a literary work and more a political artifact and a concise ideological handbook. It is one of the most widely printed books in history, serving as the definitive pocket guide to Mao Zedong's philosophy during the Chinese Cultural Revolution, 1966 to 1976. Content and structure. The book is a compilation of 427 excerpts taken from Mao's speeches, writings, and interviews, organized thematically into 33 chapters. The content covers a wide range of topics central to his political thought, including the Communist Party, emphasizing its vanguard role and the necessity of party leadership, classes and class struggle, reasserting the Marxist-Leninist belief in perpetual struggle and the need to suppress quote-quote counter-revolutionaries. The mass line, advocating for party officials to learn from the masses, especially the peasantry, which was one of Mao's key contributions to communist tradition. War and Peace, stating that political power grows out of the barrel of a gun, and promoting the idea of revolutionary violence against imperialists. Self-reliance and diligence, promoting hard work and simple living. The style echoes early Chinese philosophy, featuring short, pithy, easily memorized statements rather than long essays or complex arguments, making the philosophy highly digestible for the masses. Significance and impact. The significance of the Little Red Book is political and historical, rather than purely literary. Tool of indoctrination. Originally compiled by Lin Biao, then Mao's defense minister, for use by the People's Liberation Army, PLA, it became the primary tool for political education and indoctrination during the Cultural Revolution. Its widespread distribution, up to 1 billion copies, made it a literal guide for shaping public opinion. Symbol of loyalty and cult of personality. Carrying and publicly reciting the book became an unofficial requirement and a symbol of loyalty to Mao and the Communist Party. It helped to solidify the cult of personality around Mao, turning his words into the sole criterion of truth and discouraging dissent. A weapon in cultural revolution. The book was actively used by the Red Guards to justify their actions. The destruction of the Four Olds, old ideas, culture, customs, and habits. And as a weapon in political struggles, where individuals were often judged on their familiarity with the text. Global influence. Beyond China, it was embraced by various revolutionary and anti-colonial movements worldwide, who saw it as a symbol of resistance against Western imperialism. It was also, somewhat paradoxically, aestheticized and parodied in Western counterculture, e.g., by Andy Warhol. Critical assessment. Pithy versus simplistic. While the brevity is part of its effectiveness, critics often find the content itself to be simplistic, or lacking the theoretical depth of foundational Marxist texts. The quotations often condense complex, specific political interventions into generalized, sometimes repetitive, slogans. Contradiction. Some critics point out that the book's contents, which advocate for open dialogue and education, stood in stark contradiction to the reality of the Cultural Revolution, where dissent was violently suppressed. Historical necessity. Supporters argue the compilation was a practical necessity for distilling Mao's disparate writings into a cohesive, easily applicable manual for revolutionary action, especially in a vast, largely agrarian country. Conclusion. The Little Red Book is not a book one reviews for plot or literary quality. One reviews it for its unparalleled historical power. As a mechanism for consolidating power, promoting an ideology, and mobilizing 1 billion people, it is arguably one of the most effective pieces of propaganda ever printed. Reading it today provides a chilling and essential snapshot into the ideology that defined one of the most turbulent and consequential periods of 20th century history.